Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be showing you how blood flows through the heart. I am labeling this a Learn With Me video because you can follow along and we're going to talk about how blood flows through the heart. Now, before you continue on in this video, if you go down to the description box, there's a link to my blog. If you click on that, you can download a PDF version in black and white of the heart that we're going to be using to look at blood flow. If you download that and print it out, then you can easily follow along with me as we learn how blood flows through the heart. This is my first time doing a video like this, so I would love to know your comments if you like this style, if this is good, experimenting with this to see how this works. So come and learn with me. Now, before we talk about the pathway that blood takes through the heart, I first want to talk about a big misconception. A lot of students tend to think that blood can be blue. Blood is not blue, but we do use blue to depict deoxygenated blood. Now, all blood in the body is red, unless you're a horseshoe crab. All your blood is red. Just some of the blood, it has less oxygen than some of the other blood, okay? So all the blood that's coming back to your heart is referred to as deoxygenated blood. And so whenever you see a heart or veins, it's always depicted as that blue color. But that does not mean blood is blue, it's just showing that blood is deoxygenated. And when blood goes to the lungs, it gets oxygenated and it goes back to the heart before it goes all over the body. And then that blood is referred to as oxygenated. So we depict deoxygenated blood as blue and then oxygenated blood as red. And so that's what you're looking at when you look at the heart and you see these pictures, and you see on one side I've drawn the blue and then on the other side I've drawn the red. That's to depict the difference between deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. But there is no blue blood in the body, it's all red. Actually, oxygenated blood is brighter red, and then deoxygenated blood is a little bit darker red. Another thing to think about when you're looking at the heart, like you're looking at it right here in this picture, is you're actually looking at the heart as if it were in a person laying down on a table, which means this blue side that you're looking at, that's on your left, is actually the right side of the heart. And this red side that you're looking at that's on your right side is actually the left side of the heart. So kind of get used to that, because whenever you look at hearts, unless otherwise stated, this is how you're looking at it. It's actually opposite of your hands, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our heart and label it together. First, let's talk about the four chambers of the heart. The heart's four chambers are the right atrium, which is right there, the right ventricle, which is right below it, the left atrium, and then the left ventricle. So to talk about how blood flows through the heart, we're going to start on the right side of the heart. Now, the right side of the heart is where all the blood comes back from the body that's deoxygenated and goes into the right side. And how we start on this right side is by blood entering into that right atrium chamber. Blood is going to enter into the right atrium through three different areas. The first is up here, referred to as the superior vena cava. The next area that it enters the right atrium through is down here, which is referred to as the inferior vena cava. The third area from which blood enters into the right atrium is referred to as the coronary sinuses. Now, we don't see the actual coronary sinuses on this picture because the coronary sinuses are coming from the heart itself. Now, remember, the heart is an organ made up of tissues and cells, and so it needs its own blood supply in order for those cells to stay alive. And from that blood supply is going to come deoxygenated blood as well, and it comes from the coronary sinuses. So the coronary sinuses are emptying deoxygenated blood from the heart itself into that right atrium. So we're getting blood from the superior vena cava, the inferior vena cava, and the coronary sinuses all coming into the right atrium. From the right atrium, the blood is going to move through this valve right here. And this valve is referred to as the tricuspid valve. So blood flows through from the right atrium through this tricuspid valve and into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, blood is going to flow through this valve, which is called the pulmonary semilunar valve, and into the pulmonary trunk that is right here. Now the pulmonary trunk is going to branch off into the pulmonary arteries, and this is going to deliver blood to the lungs to be oxygenated. Now as you see, there's two sides, and they are going to go to the left and right side of the lungs, and they are going to come back in through this area here and here, which are referred to as the pulmonary veins. No matter which side of the pulmonary veins they're coming in from, that blood is going to enter into the left atrium. Now notice this blood has been oxygenated now because it's coming from the lungs, and it's going to enter into the left atrium. From the left atrium, it is going to go through this valve right here, which is referred to as the mitral valve or bicuspid valve, and then enter into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, the blood is going to pass through another valve right here, which is the aortic semilunar valve. And then from the aortic semilunar valve, that blood is going to pass into the aorta right here, where it's going to be able to pass through to the whole rest of the body and bring that oxygenated blood everywhere. So let's go through this one more time real quick while it's all up and fresh in our memory, and then I'm going to talk about a few facts while we're looking at this, okay? So deoxygenated blood comes from the body to the right atrium, and it does so through the superior vena cava, the inferior vena cava, and the coronary sinuses. All put that deoxygenated blood into the right atrium. From the right atrium, it goes through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, the blood is then going to go through the pulmonary semilunar valve and into the pulmonary trunk. The pulmonary trunk is going to take that blood from the pulmonary trunk to the pulmonary arteries, where the blood is going to go to the lungs, get oxygenated, and come back to the heart through these pulmonary veins. The pulmonary veins are going to put the blood into the left atrium, and then it's going to pass through the mitral or bicuspid valve into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, it's going to then pass into through the aortic semilunar valve and into the aorta, where blood gets pumped through the rest of the body. Now you know how blood flows through the heart into the rest of the body. I want to point out a few things while we're looking at this picture. One of them is that the muscle wall on the left side of the heart is thicker than the muscle wall on the right side of the heart. Now think about that. Why do you think that is? If you said it's because the left side of the heart pumps blood to the body, then you're correct. The right side of the heart only pumps blood to the lungs. Think about the heart and the lungs. The lungs surround the heart, and so they're very close in proximity. And so the right ventricle doesn't have to push past a lot of pressure, since it's only pushing blood into the lungs to be oxygenated. However, the left ventricle is going to push blood throughout the entire body, and that has to overcome a lot more pressure. So because the left ventricle has to work a lot harder to get that blood out to the body, its muscle wall is actually thicker. Now, the right side of the heart pumps blood to the lungs, and you probably have referred to that as pulmonary circulation. So it's going to pump that blood to the lungs. That's pulmonary circulation, where the left side is going to pump blood to the rest of the body, and that is referred to as systemic circulation. Another thing that you've probably learned is that arteries carry blood away from the heart, and veins carry blood towards the heart. Now, arteries carry blood away from the heart that is normally oxygenated, while veins carry blood to the heart that is normally deoxygenated. That's the case for most of the time, But there's a few exceptions that you've probably noticed while we were going through this. One of them is this pulmonary trunk, these pulmonary arteries. Now they are going away from the heart, which is why it's an artery, but it's carrying deoxygenated blood. So that is an exception to our rule. Our next exception is the blood coming back to the heart through the pulmonary veins. That's actually oxygenated blood that's coming back through veins into the heart. So those are kind of two exceptions that we see within the heart itself. And for those of you probably wondering, hey, what's this down here? She didn't label it. This is the aorta as well that travels down, usually referred to as the abdominal aorta. So still part of the aorta traveling down to the rest of the body. So the aorta branches up and then it also comes down. I want to thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that it helped you learn how blood flows through the heart. Let me know how you like the Learn With Me video where I kind of walk through it and allow you to download that PDF to label with me. If you do like my content, I ask that you please subscribe to my channel and show me that you support me so that I can continue to make these awesome videos. Thank you.